morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're tuning into this channel across the world. Welcome to Afri's Concept TV, and thank you for tuning into this channel. The news headline: Huge debts, liabilities, Tinubu inherited from Buhari administration revealed. Once again, you're welcome to today's news, and thank you for tuning into this channel. Kindly listen to the end. The news details. It seems that President Bola Tinubu, who succeeded Muhammadu Buhari as the president of Nigeria, is facing several liabilities inherited from his predecessor. These liabilities include 77 trillion naira debt. President Tinubu has inherited a significant debt burden of 77 trillion naira from the previous administration. This debt is a major challenge, as a large portion of the government revenue will be used for debt servicing, which could limit the government's ability to introduce new taxation or address other pressing issues. Fuel subsidy. While the previous administration has planned for petroleum subsidy until June 30, President Tinubu announced the removal of fuel subsidy on his inauguration day. While the move is seen as a reform by pro-market individuals, the question of palliative measures and other interventions for the removal of subsidy remains to be addressed. Emefiele Naira redesign. There is uncertainty surrounding the old Naira notes due to a Supreme Court order that stands until December 31, 2023. The previous administration's policy of Naira redesign under the now suspended CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, has caused scarcity of Naira notes. President Tinubu has promised to clean up the monetary space, and Emefiele is currently facing prosecution by the state secret police. However, it is still unclear whether the Naira notes in circulation will retain their value after December. Census. The new administration has inherited the 2023 national census, for which the previous government had already spent 200 billion naira on preparations. However, the census has been suspended, and it remains uncertain whether the current administration will continue with this part due to the political implications of census figures in Nigeria. Closed borders. President Tinubu's administration needs to make a decision regarding the closure of land borders. During the campaign, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar expressed his intention to reopen the border, which was criticized by the former Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed. A memo for the reopening of the Semeland border for vehicle importation is reportedly awaiting final approval. These are some of the key liabilities inherited by President Tinubu from his predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari. Addressing these challenges will require careful management and decision-making by the new administration. The former President Muhammadu Buhari, that was succeeded by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, actually before he left office, he left with a lot of debt and liabilities that the now president Bola Tinubu is now facing. Bola Tinubu is now facing a lot of inherited debts and liabilities from Muhammad Buhari. So the president actually inherited a debt burden of 77 trillion naira from the Muhammad Buhari administration. So this debt is a major challenge, as a large portion of the government revenue will be used for debt servicing. So any money that the new government is actually making, some of it will actually be going to this debt revenue, will be going to debt servicing, something that they could actually use to do something else. And this will actually limit the government ability to introduce a new taxation or address other pressing issues, because when they are getting money and then they are using it for to service debt, to pay for debt, when it can actually be used for something else. But the former administration has actually left this debt and liabilities, so we are hoping that it does not actually affect the new government in their performance level. So some of the liabilities that was left by the previous administration is actually fuel subsidy, the Naira redesign, census, and the closed borders. So about the fuel subsidy, the previous administration has already planned for petrol subsidy to actually be removed until June 30, to be removed by June 30th. But since Tinubu actually announced the removal on his inauguration day, so the president has already removed it before Tinubu actually came. So when Tinubu now announced, that was what now made everything turn around, because the markets people were not actually informed about the removal previously. So that one now, Tinubu is actually facing it presently. About the Naira redesign, the court has already ordered that the old note should still be in circulation till December 31. And the previous government had already spent billions of naira just for this project. So how are we sure that Tinubu will be able to make it up for new notes to actually come in circulation before December 31? That's another liability. Then census, previous administration spent 200 billion naira on preparation, and now the previous administration has left. The new administration has inherited the national census, and it's uncertain that the present administration will actually continue, because the political implication of census figures in Nigeria, and also closed borders, the last one. The borders were closed by the previous administration, so now the present administration now is working on reopening the borders so that there can be free importation and exportation in and out of the nation. So these are the key liabilities that has been inherited by Tinubu from Muhammad Buhari. So if Tinubu administration wants to actually they want to address this challenge, they have to do it carefully, so it's not going to affect the new administration. What's your view concerning this news? Kindly share your view in the comment section, and don't forget to like and share, and also click on the subscribe button to subscribe and the bell for more updates. We've come to the end of today's news. Thank you for listening to the end.